Good morning, students. Today I am going to continue with the endometrium what I did in the previous video, the last video. So I will finish off the endometrium and continue with the gynoecium. So in the description for endometrium you have studied various aspects, various words to describe the various parts of the endometrium there. And the last part which I ended with in that video, it was regarding addition and cohesion of stamens. Addition of stamens, I was dealing with the addition of stamens in the previous video. So addition of stamens means addition and cohesion of stamens. We were discussing with these two aspects of endometrium. Addition of stamens means the union between the stamen and any other part of the flower. Just to go through the previous video, my last video, and check the words which come there. So with reference to the addition of stamens, if there is a combination of stamens along with the sepals, it is to be described as episepalous in nature. If there is a combination of stamens along with the petals, it is to be described as epipetalous in nature. And if you find the union between the endometrium and gynoecium or any part of the gynoecium, in that case it is referred by two different words there. And I am going to continue with the same word. It is given in the previous video also. I am continuing with the same word. One is called as gynostegium and other is called as gynostemium. Okay, gynostemium. Gynostegium, the words are almost similar, slight spelling variation is there. So gynostegium is found in Asclepidaceae family members. That is, Calotropis is an example in which you get this kind of addition of stamens there. It is a combination of gynostegium and both the combination of ovary or it is the combination of gynoecium with stamens. Okay. So it's a combination of gynoecium along with the stamen. So it is called as gynostegium and gynostemium. So in the gynostegium, it is found in Asclepidaceae members where there will be a pentaangular stigmatic disc over the top of the Calotropis flower like this, and at the 5 corners of the stigmatic disc, you will get 5 pairs of pollinia scattered. These are called as pollinia. And this is the hard pentaangular stigmatic disc. Okay, this is the hard pentaangular stigmatic disc on the top of the Calotropis flower, and at all the 5 angles you will find 5 pairs of pollinia. Pollinia is the modified stamen, it is an anther, and this is the male reproductive part of the flower. So this becomes a direct combination of stigma is a part of gynoecium because gynoecium is made up of ovary, style and stigma. So on the stigma itself directly the pollinia is situated, forming one combination, and it is called as gynostegium. The similar manner, there is a combination of same, the stigma along with the pollinia only, that is found in orchid flowers. Orchidaceae family members. Orchidaceae family members where we call it as gynostemium. It is a stigmatic combination in the sterile stigmatic grooves which are present in the stigmatic portion. In the grooves the pollinia is situated directly, and that kind of combination is called as gynostemium, and it is found in, it is a very important feature of the members which belong to family as Orchidaceae. Orchidaceae is characterized by the presence of gynostemium, whereas Asclepidaceae, the Calotropis family, is characterized by gynostegium. So this is with reference to the addition. If you find the union between or attachment between the stamens along with any other part of the flower like that of calyx, corolla and gynoecium, then that kind of union is called as addition. Then the second kind of union is called as cohesion. That is, in the cohesion you just go through my previous videos. I have described all the things. I need not again repeat all the parts, all the words which are used to describe the various kinds of attachments between the stamens there. This is union between the stamens of a flower. Okay, whatever may be the number of stamens in a flower, it may be 5, 10 many in number. And if you find any union between the stamens of one flower, within one flower, then that kind of union is called as cohesion of stamens. In this you are going to study, you just watch my previous video, you will get all the detailed description regarding all the different kinds of cohesions there. Here comes the word Adelphi. You just write down these words and refer the words in the previous video, my last video. Adelphous condition, Adelphi, Syngeny. Just I'll give the word Cynandry. Okay, these are the three different kinds of cohesions which are found in the different kinds of flowers. Adelphi, you will get there monodelphous. I'll give the terminology, refer my video and take down the description there. Monodelphous, diadelphous and polyadelphous. These are the three types of adelphous condition where the anthers are free and the filaments are fused. If the anthers are free and filaments are fused to form one bundle, it is called monodelphous. If they are aggregated into two separate bundles like 9 plus 1, it is called as diadelphous. And if you find more than two bundles in the endometrium of one flower, then that is called as polyadelphous. You check for the description of all these three terminologies and specific examples in my other videos. Syngeny. Syngeny is the exactly reverse characteristic. Here, adelphous condition is anthers are free and filaments are fused, whereas in case of syngeny, the filaments are free whereas anthers are fused. The filaments are free and anthers are fused, and this condition is called as syngenaceous condition of stamens. And in case of syngenaceous kind of condition, is characteristically found in the members which belong to Asteraceae. It is a very important character of the members which belong to Asteraceae. That is again the marigold, ginea, dahlia, they belong to the Asteraceae family, and sunflower is also a member of the same family, and you will find this character only in this family. It is a very important character of family Asteraceae, where you find all the 5 stamens are fused, anthers are fused to form a hollow cylinder through which the style passes, and all the 5 stigmas will be free. Cynandrous condition, here both are going to fuse. Adelphi, anthers free, filaments fused. Syngeny, filaments free, anthers are fused. Whereas in case of Cynandry, the anthers are also fused and the filaments are also fused to form a solid column. This is found in the members of Cucurbitaceae. Cucurbitaceae, where you get 5 stamens are there, and all 5 stamens, total number of stamens are 5. In the flowers of Cucurbitaceae family members, the male flowers of cucurbites, out of 5 stamens, you will find 4 stamens show the united condition, fused condition, in 2 plus 2 condition, and 1 is there. So this is the arrangement of stamens here. 2 stamens for one complete bundle, it is going to fuse from top to bottom, filaments as well as anthers are fused. Second, also similar condition of union, so that 2 plus 2 and 1 will be there. So altogether, it gives a S-like appearance, S-like bands can be seen on the anther column part of the male flowers of cucurbites, and that is why this is also called as, you have taken down the same example in S-shaped anther. Okay, S-like anther, sinuous or S-shaped anther. So the same condition is found in cynandrous condition observed in the members which belong to the Cucurbitaceae, and very specifically the Cucurbitaceae is characterized by unisexual flowers where the male flower is entirely different from female, and both are going to be produced on the same plant, and hence the plant is called as the monoecious plant. And this completes with these terminologies to describe the stamens. The endometrium, the third part of the flower, is completed, and we are going to proceed with the last part of the flower, that is the gynoecium. I think most of the part of the gynoecium are completed in my previous video. You can go through the videos and learn the meaning of various terminologies which are used to describe the different characteristics or the features observed in the gynoecium in the different kinds of flowers. The gynoecium is the female reproductive structure. It's a female reproductive part of the flower, and the gynoecium is made up of the basal and smaller part called as ovary. There is a long or short tubular structure that is called as the style. It's the ovary, this is the style, and the topmost part is called as stigma. All together, this is going to constitute the gynoecium. It's a female reproductive part of the flower. And the gynoecium we are not going to use any terminology. Suppose if the carpel fails to produce viable seeds, if the pistil fails to produce viable seeds, fertile seeds or fertile ovules, and in that case it is to be called as pistil load. Okay, pistil load. Pistil load. It is not called as carpel load, it is called as pistil load. Pistil is other name for carpel, and carpel is a chamber along with ovary wall, the placenta and the ovule together. It is going to constitute the carpel. You just check my previous video, you will get the idea of a carpel with all the diagrams, required diagrams. I have explained what are the different terminologies to describe the various parts of the gynoecium there. So the pistil load means, pistil load, you have come across with a similar word in androecium where we call it as staminode. Staminodes are the sterile stamens. The stamens which are incapable of production of fertile pollens are called as staminodes. Similarly, the pistil load means it is the sterile pistil. Sterile means it is going to fail, or it fails to produce the viable ovules. Okay, viable ovules cannot be produced. Viable ovules cannot be produced by that kind of pistil load, so it is called as a sterile pistil, or the viable ovules are not found in such kind of ovary. It may look like ovary, it may look like pistil, but whatever the ovules which are present there, they may not be viable. In that case, it is called as a pistil load. Okay, then, so to describe the various parts of the gynoecium here, we have to take a transverse section of the ovary and then observe all the other parts of the ovary there. And if you take a section of the ovary, I will draw only 3 carpels here. This is the axis of the flower. These are the carpels, and find the axis axial placentation over here. These are the ovules, and this is the transverse section of the ovary. By taking a transverse section of the ovary, observing the transverse section of the ovary with your naked eye, if it is sufficiently big, or you can mount the section under the dissecting microscope and try to count the number of locules and carpels. And based on this, a label on the parts, just to recollect the memory or to recheck the video so that you will get the idea regarding all the parts. This is called as ovary wall. Okay, then this is the locule. The chamber of the ovary is called as locule. These are the ovules. This is the axis. There is a placenta to which the ovules are attached, and the partition walls. Right? This is the septa. Okay. By taking this section, we can count the number of locules and carpel. Very important part is, based on the number of locules, you are going to explain the ovary. Unilocular, containing 1 locule, bilocular, tri, tetra, penta, and multilocular in nature. You are going to count the number of locules and use the appropriate word to describe the number of locules there. And based on the number of carpels also, we can explain the ovary. And it is monocarpellary, unilocular, bicarpellary, tricarpellary, tetracarpellary, pentacarpellary. Up to 5 you can count, and more than 5 we cannot count. It is to be described as multicarpellary in nature. And based on the number of locules and carpels, we can explain the type of ovary there. Proper word is to be used to describe the ovary. And after that, when you say that the ovary is made up of 2 carpels or more than 2 carpels, in that case you have to check that the carpels, whether they are in, I will continue with the further part of study in the ovary, that is the number of carpels there. But if the carpels are 2 or more in number, in that case you have to check whether the carpels are in apocarpous condition or it is in syncarpous condition. You can externally make out whether the ovary and the carpels are in apocarpous condition or syncarpous condition. Apo means free, the ovary made up of free carpels, and the fused carpels, then it is called as the syncarpous condition. And we can use the proper word to describe the ovary, and externally only we can make out whether the ovary is syncarpous or apocarpous. Suppose for the apocarpous condition, I will draw the ovary of Vinca rosea. It is having 2 carpels which are completely free, but the style is one and the stigma is on the top. These are the 2 carpels. Okay, and this is found in case of Vinca. Similar condition is observed in calotropes, whereas we will get two styles separate, but the pentacular stigmatic disc on the top. These are the two carpels. They are free. Externally only you can make out whether it is in apocarpus condition or in syncarpus condition. Very good example is found in case of Michaelia champaka. You will find that this kind of structures are freely arranged. These are the carpels in case of Michaelia champaka. So we can make out all the carpels are free from each other. In that case, the ovary is to be described as apocarpus in nature. Suppose if it is syncarpus, for example, hibiscus, you will get this feature like this. Okay, this is syncarpus condition of the ovary. Whereas in case of citrus placed on a disc, you will get the ovary like this. And if the condition is like this, if it is going to appear like one, in that case it is to be described as syncarpus. Lemon, hibiscus, lady's finger, they are all example for syncarpus condition. Apocarpus means Michaelia champaka. The calotropes flower, Asclepiadaceae members, Apocynaceae family members are example for the apocarpus condition, where externally only we can make out the carpels are free from each other. And these are the two words which are used to describe the ovary. After that, you are going to check the number of ovules in the carpel or in each locule, and then you are going to explain the placentation. Placentation I have already explained in detail in my previous videos. So go through those videos and learn all those terminologies or the different types of placentations which are there in the ovary. For example, marginal placentation, if the ovule is attached to the margin, found in beans. Axile placentation, where the ovules are scattered around the axis with the septa, ovary is with septa, that is found in lady's finger or in case of hibiscus. And free central, the same arrangement as it is found in axile, but there will not be, the septa will not be there in the ovary. The ovules are freely scattered around the axis, and in that case it is to be free central in nature. Then basal, word itself gives the meaning, ovule is attached to the base. Pendulous hangs from the top of the ovary, and superficial kind of placentation if they are present on the inner walls of the ovary. Parietal is found in the mustard family members, where it is found on the inner wall of the ovary, is found in parietal condition, found in the Brassicaceae family members, and superficial all along the carpel wall. The ovules are highly scattered. There will be many number of ovules that is found in nymphea flower. Just go through my previous video regarding to study all these kinds of placentation and the specific examples along with the diagram I have explained in that video. You just refer that and learn the terminology. Even with reference to style now, the style and stigma, it is done in detail in the previous videos, but only one or two words are missing there, and I will fill up that blank now. There are the missing words here. That is with respect to the style of the ovary. You have learned that there are three different types of style: simple, lateral, and gynobasic. Okay, all these three are mentioned in the previous video. Simple style means the style arising from the top of the ovary like this. Lateral means the style is arising from one side of the ovary, as it is found in case of mango. Gynobasic means it is arising from the base of the gynoecium, that is found in Lamiaceae family members. It is there in the previous video. You just check and see the meanings of all those words, learn the meanings of all those words. And one specific thing was missing in that video. It is regarding the style of Gloriosa flower. Gloriosa superba, one of the members which belong to family Liliaceae, in which we find a very different kind of ovary and style there. And it's the ovary, whereas the style is completely bent in the downward direction. It's a 3-field stigma, tri-field stigma there, and it is at right angles to the ovary. The style is completely bent in the downward direction. It is going to hold the stigma away from the stamens in case of the Gloriosa flower, and this is a very special type of style found in the flowers of Gloriosa. This was missing in that video, and this can be added there. And the very important feature of the style is petaloid nature of the style. Petaloid style. This is found in the flowers of Kenna. You have come across with the Kenna several times in the earlier classes. common type. And in this case, in this type of style, the deciduous style means the style falls off after the process of pollination and fertilization. After the completion of pollination and fertilization, if the style falls off, this is normal type, the general type, most common feature of the most of the flowers, and it falls off, and in that case it is called as deciduous type of style. Okay. Then there is a very special kind of style, persistent. This word meaning you know, persistent calyx. You have come across with the calyx there, which remains permanently on the fruit. That is what is persistent, permanent kind of style. This is found in the flowers of Narvalia. Narvalia and Clematis are example for the flowers having persistent style. And here the style is Narvalia is with the apocarpous condition of the ovary. I have drawn one carpel here. This is one carpel. This is the very fine hairy brush-like style. And this style remains permanently along with the ripe fruit, and it helps in the dispersal of the fruits also. And that is the function of additional function of the style in case of Narvalia and Clematis, so that in Clematis and Narvalia the style remains permanently along with the ripe fruit. Then there is one special feature, the word that is called as stylopodium. This was missing in the earlier video. The stylopodium means podium means platform, and stylopodium, style arising from a special platform, is called as the stylopodium. And to describe the stylopodium, so you will find that this is the ovary with the calyx on the top, because it is a condition of the flower is called as epigynous here. The style arising from, so here this is the ovary, okay, epigynous flower, this is the sepal, and here there is a platform, okay. This platform is called as stylopodium. And this is the podium or the platform from which the two styles are arising. These are the two styles, and this is the stigma. And this is the special feature of the members which belong to B.Sc. B.Sc is the coriander family, coriander, cumin. They belong to B.Sc family. Earlier the family was, old name for the family was Umbelliferae. Umbelliferae was the old name, but the name is now changed as B.Sc. Remember, it is coriander and jeera family. Coriander and jeera belongs to B.Sc, and B.Sc family is characterized by this kind of special type of style arising from a platform, and it is called a stylopodium. So these are all additional words and which are to be added to the words which you have learned in the earlier videos. All these things have to be added, and examples also to be added. Finally, the stigma of the flower. I will end up with the stigma of the flower. Stigma also, I have explained the various kinds of stigma. It is the receiving part which is going to receive the pollens at the time of pollination, and germination takes place over the stigma itself, and it facilitates the process of fertilization. There are different kinds of stigma: simple stigma, capitate stigma, biophyte, triphyte, pentaphyte, and having multiple number of branches. They are going to be described. And one or two words were missing there. It may be several times I have explained in that video only. The stigma may be feathery in nature. If it is hairy and brush-like, it is called as brush-like or feathery, as it is found in the members of Poaceae family, that is in the monocots, grass family, where the wind is the pollinator. To catch maximum number of, to hold maximum number of pollens into the stigma, which facilitates the process of fertilization, the stigma becomes an elaborate brush-like structure there. And very specifically, one good example I want to add to the stigma type, where it is called as funnel-shaped stigma. This you must know. It is a stigma is funnel-shaped. It is very nice looking funnel-like stigma. Very nice flower-like appearance is present in that case, and this is found in case of crocus. Crocus is a plant. It is called as saffron, kesari. So we use kesari in dishes. And the saffron is kesari, and saffron, what we are using in that saffron, what we call it as kesari, a long funnel-like stigma. This is the funnel-like stigma of kesari flower or the crocus flower. It is very nice looking funnel-like stigma. 3 stigmas will be there in each flower. They have to collect every stigma, they will dry it and process, and it is going to be released in the market. That is why it is a very costly material which is commonly used in the preparation of various kinds of dishes. That is called as saffron, or crocus is an example for funnel-shaped stigma. Okay. Then the feathery stigma, you know, you just go through my previous video and learn almost all the words which are covered there. And if you have any doubt, you can raise question through WhatsApp. You can send me the question through WhatsApp, and I'll definitely reply to your questions there. And finally, you are going to explain the presentation also. You know, I have covered all the presentation there. And so that I have completed all the parts of the flower. Flower is a modified shoot in detail, and check my all videos. So you will get all the terminologies which are generally used to describe the angiospermic gland as well as the flower there. Except the inflorescence, I have not done it in detail. And finally, I have ended with the floral diagram and floral formula in my previous video, so that just go through those videos and you will get the knowledge how to put a floral diagram, how to write the floral formula, and everything is I have explained in detail there. I have taken 1 or 2 examples also. I have drawn 1 or 2 examples of floral diagram and floral formula there. You just practice, take a flower in your garden and study all the floral parts, write the description for the flower, try to put the floral diagram and floral formula. So if you are in regular practice like this, you will remember all parts very easily. It is not very tough part, it is a very simple part in the botany part of your syllabus. So if you are friendly with the flower and the flowering plants, then you will not forget any terminology. If you are staying away from the plant and you want to by heart the thing and you want to write the same thing on the paper, no, it is very hard. Okay, so that with this I am going to complete all the floral parts, and from my next class I am going to start with the first family of your syllabus, that is family Anenaceae. Okay, just go through all my videos. I will give you the link one after the other. Go through all the videos, write down all the terminologies, meanings of the terminologies in few words, and put a small diagram, write a specific example. Just to go through that, you will remember all the terminology, so that it becomes easy for me also to teach the families in the next class. Okay, so thank you.